War! Remove the shifting forks. Note that the first and second fork has a flat on the... Oh, I didn't see you there. Well, today we are going to talk to you about the Civil War and how it devastated our country. And once we finish all of that, we're going to talk to you about how we could have fixed the Civil War. Oh look, a box of Civil War artifacts. I wonder how this got here. Let's see. Abraham Lincoln's diary. Trash. Ulysses S. Grant's pocket watch. Cliché. Oh, but look. 3 pages of excellently written documents on the Civil War. I think yes. Go free. The Civil War was a war between ourselves. The South was being pressured into giving up slavery, and so they seceded or broke away from the U.S. Metaphorically, of course. Anywho, the North was so determined to get the South back, and the South was so determined not to come back, that we began the bloodiest war we've ever fought.
In the Civil War, approximately 620,000 Americans died. In the Union, the North, there were around 110,070 deaths by battle and 250,152 deaths because of disease, making it 360,222 total.
No way!
In the Confederacy, which was the South, there were 94,000 deaths by battle and 164,000 deaths by disease. This made up 258,000 total.
As you just heard Catholic say, there was a ridiculous number of deaths in the Civil War. In fact, a ratio of deaths in the Civil War to American deaths in all others wars combined was 1-to-1. I mean, percentage of total American deaths in the Civil War was 2%. This may not seem like much, but allow me to put it in context. The percentage of total American population killed in World War II was 0.3%. And the total percentage killed in Iraq was only 0.0001%. Obviously, the Civil War was devastating, though. I mean, we were fighting against ourselves. Back to Catelyn.
The Civil War, along with having an outrageous amount of deaths, cost a lot of money. I mean, a lot. As in 2.5 million daily, according to a U.S. government estimation in January of 1863. A final official estimate in 1879 found the total cost of the war at roughly $6,190,000,000. Out of that, the Confederacy spent $2,099,808,707, which means the Union spent around $4,090,191,293. Wow, that is a lot of money.
Okay, so all we've been telling you about is the problems with the Civil War. We haven't been telling you how to fix it. Well, here goes. So what we were thinking is no slavery. Not like end it sooner and this never would have happened. More like if it never happened, we wouldn't be having problems like segregation and civil wars and the assassinating of King Martin. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, now that's some booty. Our country never would have developed without slave labor. One, there are so many things wrong with you. Two, we could have just used each other as hired labor. Or we could have all worked together and cultivated one monumental nationwide plantation. Could have been beautiful. Meanwhile, Africa would have been able to keep up with all the advancements. So most of the countries wouldn't be behind technologically as they are today. The whole reason Africa is mostly a third world country today is because they spent so much time worrying about the slave trade, they didn't have time to keep up with our Industrial Revolution. Let's jump to Callum for statistics.
The following is the percentage of slave-owning families in these states. Mississippi, 49%. South Carolina, 46%. Georgia, 37%. Alabama, 35%. Florida, 34%. Louisiana, 29%. Texas, 28%. North Carolina, 28%. Virginia, 26%. Tennessee, 25%. Kentucky, 23%. Arkansas, 20%. Missouri, 13%. Maryland, 12%. And Delaware, 3%. 30% of the total American population was made up of African slaves.
If Africans to North America, then the Civil War wouldn't have started.
This would have saved 6,200,000 lives. This would have saved $6,190,000,000. It would have spared Abraham Lincoln's life. The economic problems caused by the war never would have occurred.
However, on further analysis, we've realized something. Without the Civil War, many things could have changed for the worse. Women, without men, who were all fighting in the war, were forced to take over their husbands' jobs. Without the Civil War, women would not have had their first taste of independence, considering most of them were slaveless because their slaves had taken the opportunity to run away. Without the Civil War or slavery, we wouldn't have achieved equal rights for all races, and emigrating Africans would have had to deal with segregation sooner or later. The U.S. might have had early problems with overpopulation as well. So, in reality, although the Civil War was the bloodiest and most atrocious we have ever seen, as of yet, the war set us on the path of equality and liberty. Overall, it was a good thing we had the Civil War. Credits for this Civil War movie go to Caitlin! And also Davish! Watch more THUBLU, watch it, the hardships of being like us, THUBLU, look it up on YouTube, we have multiple videos, woo, woo. Watch it, Miss Baker, watch